Welcome to The Wired Show, everybody. I'm your host, Diana.
And I'm Samara.
And this is our show, Wired. So we actually were supposed to do this show senior year, but we actually never got to do it because of COVID. You want to explain what we were supposed to do senior year?
Well, we had this project. We were supposed to make like a show as our final project for the rest of the semester. And then, everything just fell apart. Literally, I think okay. So what happened was literally we were in mass media and we were hearing rumors about school shutting down due to COVID. Mm-hmm. But no one took it serious. We thought it was going to be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then that 2 weeks turned it was crazy. We were supposed to film our first show the week after, but
yeah, and our group had special guests, so we were already behind because everybody else didn't have special guests. So we were already behind on our scheduling, and we made a practice run of it, and we got it, and then we were about to film, and then the school got shut down.
Yeah. Everything kept, it's amazing how unlucky we were the entire semester. Yeah. We had so many problems, and then when we finally had a solution, COVID shut everything down.
Yeah, we had everything
planned. And then we couldn't do it.
Yeah. We had, trivia games and college trivia and all these other games that we were going to do. We were going to bring on, special guests, and then that never happened. We were going to have people talk about, what their plans for college were, and then, what, student life was in the high school, and then that just never happened.
Yeah, we were so desperate to have people on our panel that we even picked juniors.
Yeah.
We picked kids from our class that we don't even like. Just so desperate to have bodies in chairs. We were like, yeah, can you talk about senior year? And he was like, I'm a junior. I'm like, the entire script is based off of seniors, but okay, let's make it work.
Yeah, we did a practice run, and they had people in our class film the thing, and they had no idea what they were doing. They were not listening whatsoever to my instructions or our teacher's instructions at all.
Do you remember, we were trying to film?
Yeah.
And literally, just pure insanity from behind the camera.
Yes.
Literally there was a kid who got so mad at Mr. McWilliams, he just stopped using the camera, and they had to put in another kid from the control room to get in the camera. And I'm standing here, and I'm just like, so when are we going to do this?
Yeah, how is this going to work? I'm trying to direct all of it, and I'm like, okay, stand by. Everyone quiet on set, and they're just, talking and talking, and then, Mr. McWilliams had to yell at them because they wouldn't shut up for the longest time.
I mean, the one good thing about COVID is I didn't have to deal with them through the rest of the semester.
Yeah.
I only saw them on, Zoom classes, and that was enough for me. I don't know if I could survive a whole semester with them.
Yeah, I don't even know what...
The class was, all male.
Yeah, there was only 3 girls. There was me, Samara, and there was this one other girl, Madison, who was actually supposed to be in our Wired show, but we couldn't find her contact information. We couldn't have a reach of her, because we were going to have her be a part of it as well, but we just don't know how to contact her. Because student emails, no one checks them anymore, because we graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at one point, I was, joking, why am I even directing? And one of the people in the headset was like, yeah, I don't even know why you're directing. I'm like, excuse me? I was joking about that. You're the person on the camera that's supposed to be doing the shots. And, I'm making a joke about it, but you're not following my instructions at all.
And I'm just like, how are you gonna say that? This is our stuff.
This is our show. Like,
really, I mean, the only reason why you are even here helping is because we don't have anyone else better to work the camera.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, I couldn't hear what she was saying.
To do the, like, you say that as if you're the only good cameraman in the school, like as if there's no one else.
Yeah, like, they're like, oh, I can't hear what you were saying. I'm like, maybe if you weren't talking to your buddy that's next to you on camera, you would hear my instructions on what I'm saying.
But also, they personally, I just feel like, well, why are you here?
They're just
like, why are you in? How did you make it past the first mass media class?
Yeah, I had a couple of them in my mass media class, and they were the same way. I don't know.
Literally, like, how? What did you think this class was to be?
Yeah.
What were you expecting?
Yeah, like, literally, they would sit there and they would play games on the computer while they were supposed to be doing their work. And, like, he yelled at them.
And the thing is, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're dumb because he could see the screen.
Yeah.
He could see the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to hide it.
Yeah, and then he yelled at us because we were playing games, but, like, we can't do anything. We need our guests. We have our whole outline of everything planned. We're just waiting for people, so we don't have anything to do. So we're going to play games on our computer. We can't do anything. You guys have work to do. I don't know why you're not doing it. And then there's the whole disaster of, what was it, the game that we had to cover?
Yeah, they were filming.
For like, it was like the wrestling match that we had to go to a game each semester, and film a game. So, like, we got assigned to a wrestling game. It was chaotic. It was awful. Like, our headsets, we couldn't hear anything the people were saying. It was hard to hear them. And, like, they were, like, Mass Media 3 professionals, and we're in Mass Media 2, and we barely know anything. Like, they sent me to go to the control room at one point, and I'm like, I don't know how to work this, because when I had Mass Media 1, the trailer broke down, so we never got to go into the control room. So, like, they took me to it, and I'm just like, what does this button do? What do you want me to do? What, like, there's 50 different buttons that I have to push. They're like, oh, just hit cut and hit take, but I'm just like...
And it's obvious that they're more qualified, like, but I think it's because, like, Mass Media 3 kids were already busy doing other games and stuff. Like, they were doing away games. That's the only reason why we were doing the home game.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones going, because, you know, like, are we allowed to say people's names on here?
I don't know. I think we shouldn't say people's names. I don't know.
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, yes.
He would literally drive out to other schools with, like, camera equipment in his car. He was the only person in our class who could do that. Because he's on CITV. Yeah.
Oh, what was it? What was it? The other instructor, we showed up and he's like, why are you guys on the camera? I'm like, we're here to film for it. He's like, oh!
He didn't know that he just thought we were students. Like, he didn't even think that we could possibly be mass media students.
But he saw us in class.
Why else would you, I don't know if it was because we were the only girls there, so he just thought, oh, they can't possibly be a part of it.
That's stereotypical.
I'm offended because I'm just like, what makes you think that we're just, like, messing around? It's a wrestling game. Yeah. No one is there to just play with the camera standing on the side. They're here for a reason. If we were here just to watch the wrestling game, why would we, what? You know.
He was in the class and, like, we introduced ourselves to him and then we went and then he was just like, why are you guys on the cameras? Why are you messing around with the cameras? And I'm like, because we got assigned to this. We were literally a part of the Block 3 class.
Yeah.
Hello? Hi? Do you not remember me introducing myself to you?
Yeah.
And then, like, when we got there, like, none of the people were there. Like, none of the instructors or the teachers. It was just a bunch of kids. So we had no idea where we were supposed to go, what we were doing. Yeah. So we were just like, we saw cameras and we're like, oh, okay, let's go to them. So we went to them.
But actually, wait, someone told us to sit up there, though. He told us to sit up there.
Yeah.
Like, once the cameras were set up for us to be there.
Yeah.
They just thought we were just sitting there to sit there, but I'm like, no.
Yeah, and then,
also,
yeah.
Also, there were people walking in the shot of the camera.
I know!
On the bleachers. Like, literally, there was, like, people. I'm like, I can't move this camera because it's supposed to stay in this one particular way. So, but there's people sitting right in front of the camera. Someone's head was right in front of the camera.
Yeah. At one point, they were
You can't tell me camera. Like, do you want, like, what do you want?
Yeah. Like, they were telling us, like, oh, make sure you zoom on this shot, white up on this shot, and I could barely hear anything they were saying. Like, I could hear something, but I was just like, I had no idea what instruction you want me to do. I can't hear anything. I literally turned the volume on the headset up, like, 50 times, and I was asking you, like, what are we supposed to do? What are we doing? Like, I have no idea what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then they switched us out.
So, like, what did you do for mass media after COVID? Because I know what I did. I barely did anything.
He made us do those assignments, but, like, I did them, but, like, I was just like, what about our show? What are we supposed to do about our show? We're just gonna throw it away? We worked really hard on it.
Yeah, I feel like we could have done it on Zoom.
Yeah, we could have, but, like, we didn't have any contact with the other member whatsoever, because we're good friends, but, like, the other person that was in our group, we barely knew her. We didn't know anything about her. We didn't have any contact besides her email, so, you know, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I feel like they purposely switched us out for the thing because they knew that we were doing bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying, so they purposely switched. They're like, oh, this person's gonna be on camera now, this person's gonna be on camera, you're gonna go in the control room. I'm like, but I was just getting started. We literally filmed, like, 15 minutes of the game, and they switched us out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's not my fault I can't hear anything in this headset when...
Exactly.
There's everybody talking, the refs are talking, you have the person doing the play-by-play talking as well. Like, you can't hear anything at all.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, really, knowing to us, really, mostly just telling us what to do, and I'm just like, hey, I don't even know your name.
Yeah.
Can you at least give me your name so I know who you are?
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh, this person's coming up to take the camera. I'm like, I don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, like, I knew the people because I've been a part of the district for 12 years, but you haven't, so I kind of knew the names of people, but, like, they were just, like, in their own little clique, their own little group, and then they barely interacted with us. The one person who's known me since kindergarten, we were in the same kindergarten class and first grade class, he literally pronounced my name wrong, and I'm like, dude, I was in your class for 2...
How do you pronounce Diana wrong?
I was in your class for 2 years.
There's only one way to pronounce it.
I know! Everybody pronounces my name wrong. Like, they'll say Diane, Deanna, Dinah, Dana,
trying.
And I'm like, how dumb are you?
I get mispronouncing my name.
Yes, because everyone says
How do you mispronounce
Samara.
a name that... Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. It's spelled that way. How do you mispronounce there's Diana? There's only one way to pronounce it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how you spell it. It's the same way you say it.
Yeah, like, they put, like, Diane. I'm like, where is there an E in my name? Actually, I think it was, like, my first mass media. Like, they were, like, writing people's names down for, like, certain assignments. And, like, someone wrote my name, and they wrote Diane. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's not my name.
It's like they weren't even trying.
Like, I don't know who that person is, but, I mean, you don't have my name down, I'm not going to do the assignment. You put the other person's name down, but I don't know who this person is.
Yeah. Wait, I want to talk about something.
Okay.
It's kind of similar, but a little bit different.
Okay.
Okay, so how do you feel about your senior year in quarantine? Because mine was a mess.
It was a mess. Honestly, it was a complete mess.
It was. You want to know what I did for my final project in English?
What?
I wrote a 10-page paper in less than 24 hours on 3 hours of sleep, and I had to turn it in the next day. I I spent the entire night having a breakdown writing a 10-page paper.
Me, I had to watch a documentary for, like, a CIP project as my final project. Because, like, she's like, oh, you know, do something that's out of your comfort zone, you know, go to an event. And I'm like, we can't go to events. So she's like, you know, watch a documentary or something. So I watched a documentary and I made, like, a whole PowerPoint of it. And then I had to present it for, like, 10 minutes. And, like, I was, like, every time I kept messing up, so I have to re-record it. It was awful. It was terrible.
Yeah. And, like, how did you feel about graduation? Because that was just weird. Like, you know, the whole, you just walk in and we'll film you, and then we'll, like, splice it together to make it look like it was an actual graduation.
No, because, like, if you look at, like, actual graduations, there's rows and rows of people and seating, and then, like, they switch between, like, the...
Why would they have rows of empty chairs? Like, there was no reason to put the chairs there. No one's sitting in them.
Yeah, and then, like, they had a whole entire speech at the beginning. I was watching it live. I'm like, how long are they going to be just talking for? Like,
you know what I did? I just skipped it just to see my friends. I just skipped it.
Oh, I watched the whole thing live. I watched the whole thing live.
Because I didn't even care about half the people. I don't know the majority of people who graduate. Who are these people? I just skipped so I could see you and a few other people we know. Some people in the guard. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's all I cared about. And everyone looked miserable.
Yeah, I know! Everybody was just walking on. They're just trudging their way along. Look super sad and depressed. Yes, that's just my face. That's my face in general, but yes. I mean, yeah.
No, but it's understandable because here's the thing. No one looked happy. Everyone looked like they were dead on the inside.
Because we were!
They were showing an empty diploma on the inside of the thing.
I know!
Everyone went the wrong way.
I know!
Some people had their mask on.
They didn't tell us. Like, they just, like, you know, go to this first spot, then you're gonna go here, then you go here, then you go here, then you go here. They gave us, like, a brief thing for, like, 5 minutes. Then I was just, like, I got there, I'm like, where am I going? Where do you want me to go?
Same.
And then they made us put our phones in, like, an envelope thing.
Yeah. Some people wore their mask on stage.
Yeah.
Some people wore their hats wrong.
I saw that.
I mean, like, some people, like, I don't even get it. Like, this is crazy. You know what? I'm kind of disappointed, though, because I really wanted the whole thing. Because think about it.
Yeah.
Like, we spent most of our high school careers on the football field.
Yeah.
It would have been a nice way to end it on the football field, considering we've done marching band, you for 4, me for 3 years.
Yeah. Like, I went...
But no.
Yeah, I went to the previous year graduation, and I, you know, congratulated my friends. I was like, oh my god, the whole color guard team's gonna be here to celebrate us. You know, we can get all the people to go there. You know, all of our coaches can show up. And that didn't happen. I don't even know who watched it. Honestly.
We didn't get a special moment where we could throw our hats in the air and run around and cry and stuff.
Yeah, I
wanted to go to IHOP the next day.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like your last chance to, you know, say goodbye to your other friends that aren't in the same grade as you, and, you know, have those last moments. But it was just recorded, so, like, barely any people watch it because it was on the YouTube channel. It wasn't live. Well, it was live. It was on the YouTube channel, but, like, it wasn't, like, a live ceremony, so I feel like nobody watched it. And now I'm like, ooh, should I go to my friend's graduation upcoming this year? Do they even watch my graduation? I don't know. Or do I want to be that supportive friend?
I think it'd be kind of painful, to be honest, as us, class of 2020, watching class of 2021. I'm usually not a salty person, but, like, I'm sorry. Class of 2021 had at least... They have a chance to go to Disney. They have a chance to go to prom. They have a chance to graduate off. And I just feel like
Yeah. They're not, I don't even think they're doing homecoming, because homecoming is actually, like, I think maybe next week. I don't even think they're doing homecoming at all. They're moving it to, like, the spring.
Oh, God. Here's the thing. I do feel bad for the color guard, obviously.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. At least, even though we didn't have an indoor season for us, our class, we we still had marching band, and I have to say, marching band was pretty iconic. Our senior year. I'll say that.
Yeah. I mean, the show was, it was decent. It was good.
Let's just be honest. It wasn't.
It was.
I'm talking about the season was okay.
Yeah, the season was good for the most part. We had a lot of new people. Yeah. Except that time where we had to freaking redesign the whole swing flag choreography because somebody just completely left. Not going to mention who, but they completely left the season.
Yeah.
I guess they weren't really prepared for it.
I'm actually not mad at that.
I'm not mad at it because
I'm actually not mad at that. That put me on the 50s, so I'm cool.
Yeah, I get it, but I was just one time she came in late and I had to teach her all the choreography of the first song in 5 minutes. I'm like, I can't teach her all of this work like that. She's not going to remember it. She would show up and she would only do the floor stuff. She wouldn't learn choreography.
And also, she just stopped going. She didn't have any explanation. No one could. She just stopped going.
Yeah,
it was just that simple. Just dropping it in the 4th week of.
Yeah,
you made it through band camp, and you still didn't.
Yeah, she would sit on the floor on the football field the whole show, and I mean, what does that look like to other people? I mean, we know what's going on, but to other people, they have no idea why she's there on the ground the whole show.
Yeah. And it just proves the idea that the guard is so messed up, because the band always loves to talk stuff about the guard.
Yeah. Our band director.
Here's the thing,
yeah.
Here's the thing. Look, and talk about the guard. We're in a 50-person marching band. I think that should be what we should really talk about, because there are marching bands in other schools that are double our size.
Yeah.
Don't talk about us. Don't talk about us.
Don't talk about us like that. No.
Okay.
Nah.
There's 45 of you that in the band.
Yeah.
We add more bodies to this thing.
Yeah, didn't he pull her? Didn't he randomly pull 2 people, and then she was one of them that he randomly pulled? Our band director just randomly pulled 2 people that had no outside connection of guard or marching band, and just plucked them in. Was here you go, I got 2 new people for you. I'm just okay, that's great. We need more people, but they don't even know what color guard is or marching band is.
Yeah.
The other people had some experience, but they had no idea what they were doing.
No, and here's the thing. I think it was okay, because I get it. I've been there. I've been that freshman who didn't know what color guard was, but it's just one of them just wasn't committed to it.
Yeah.
At least the other one, she actually tried. The other girl,
she tried. She worked. I mean,
she dipped.
I know. She was in my art class, block 3, and she sat next to me, and I was kind of tempting to ask her, what happened, but I didn't want to, ask her about it if it was going to be too personal. But I saw her, every day, and she sat next to me, and I was just ooh.
Yeah. And the thing is, here's the thing. I don't know if it was because they're freshmen or not, but they were a lot easier on them. They were just oh yeah, you're a little late to practice, but it's fine.
Oh.
I'm just wait a minute. Are you serious?
Are you actually kidding me? Wait, did that actually really happen?
No, but you remember, they would be late often to practice.
Yeah.
Even to band camp.
Yeah.
If that were us, our senior year, they would chew our heads off.
Yeah.
Literally.
I don't think I was ever late to a practice. I think I was only late to one practice one time. I was 20 minutes late because something, I think it was my sister's concert ran over than it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I was only late.
You told them that you were going to be late, right?
No, because it was supposed to be over with by then. I would have time to get there, but it went on another 20, 30 minutes. So then I showed up late. Mm-hmm. And he's what happened? I'm my sister's recital ran 20, 30 minutes late. And I showed up late. That was the only time I was ever late to a practice. I'm always on time.
Same. Freshman year was my first time being late, but that was different. I stayed after school every single day we had practice.
Yeah.
So it was almost impossible for me to be late.
Yeah. Some people would show up 20 minutes late or an hour late into practice, and I'm how?
Yeah, you'd be pissed off at that.
Or what was it?
Mad.
Our dancer that we had, 8th grade, she, like...
Oh, no! Oh, no!
She would come in, like, an hour late, and I get it. She has, like, she's a competitive dancer and stuff like that. She has other stuff, but, like, she would show up an hour late, and, like, our coach just gave her, like, the sympathy. Gave her, like, that card, like, hey, you're, like, the star dancer? You know, you don't have to have that problem. No hate towards her. I think she's great, but, like...
Yeah. No, the sad thing is literally that was like a fever dream. Like, I can't believe that actually happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was kind of insulting to, you know, other people who kind of had a dance background, because we had a few people that did dance, but not, like, professional dance, but it was kind of an insult to them when it was their senior year, and they can dance, and you just randomly pulled some person who competitively dances and put her on the team. And, you know, we didn't have time to have any interaction with her, so we lacked communication.
But the thing is, she wasn't even really dancing. She was doing, like, gymnastic stuff. She was just doing, like, backbend.
I can do that! Like, literally, I could literally do that if I wanted to.
Look, if we're gonna have a dancer on here, let her dance. Like, let her dance like dance moms dance. Like, let her break it down. Like,
I know.
Just use her for backflips.
Yeah. Like, we didn't have any connection with her because she would show up late, and we would just work on the show. And when we went to competition, she would always just be with her mom, and she would sit at a separate table. So, like, I feel like that kind of impacted our show because we didn't have that connection to the dancer.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's why we didn't do as well as we hoped we would, but that's not our fault.
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, they thought, oh, well, we lost you-know-who.
Yeah.
After he graduated.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, oh, well, we probably need some type of different wow factor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know how, to be honest. We didn't do that bad our senior year when we were at competitions. We got consistently 5th place, which wasn't bad. We beat some groups who we thought would beat us.
Yeah, and we didn't finish our show, so our show was just complete. So, like, it didn't really tell a full story because we only had, like, a minute and a half of choreography.
Yeah.
But I thought our show had potential this year, and I was really excited for it.
Yeah.
You know, we were seniors. It was our moment to get a solo and to shine, and that never happened.
Yeah, but the thing is, we'll never know how we really, truly would have done in color guard because there was never an end to our season, really.
Yeah.
We could have possibly have won maybe top 3 if we, you know.
We could have won championships. I felt our show had potential to do good.
Yeah, and the thing is, there was a lot of, you remember, oh my god, you remember when he tried to get us to do the whole flag catching stuff where they had to do a toss? And
oh my god, and then we had to catch it?
And here's the thing, my partner, I love her, but she throws too high and too strong, so I'm just like, but see, your partner didn't throw high enough.
See, my partner isn't really, she's kind of like new to it. She did it in middle school, and she did, you know, she was like her first year in high school doing it, so she doesn't have those skills developed. So I was really going to be like, yo, I'll be the one that throws the toss because I can throw the toss. But they just had her do it. I'm like, this is a nightmare. This is I'm glad they took it out, but I'm like, this is a nightmare. Like, you're going to have 6 people throw a flag and 6 other people trying to catch that flag in the air. And even it was to the point where it was just like a simple toss that they threw to us, and that still was like difficult because they would throw it, they weren't paying attention, they would throw it in the completely opposite direction.
We weren't ready for that type of stuff because that takes a lot of trust. And to be honest, with our guard, we don't have a good track record of having no one getting injured.
We're not friendly with everybody.
Literally.
We're not that team that's like, oh, let's go hang out, you know, this day or like this day. Like, no, there's separate friend groups. There's like 3 to 4 different friend groups in the guard. So we
used to be closer. But I think after a few groups of seniors left, that's when, okay, now we're all stuck together.
Yeah.
So by our senior year, it was kind of like...
Yeah, our floor work, I was so excited for our floor work. We had to, like, roll on the ground for our floor work. And, like, you know, that's stuff that, like, the advanced flag stuff does. And I was really excited for, like, we were actually doing, like, something advanced, something interesting.
Yeah.
And, like, it never happened. We ran it, and I was so excited for it. I literally had, like, blisters everywhere on my ankles and on my feet from just turning on the ground.
Same. Like, my knee was messed up.
Same. So was mine.
Like, literally scratched up, banged up, literally slammed the flag into my ankles once, like...
Oh my god. Same. I think it might have been, like, the last practice or a couple last practices before we went into quarantine, and one of the people on the flag, they, like, hit me in the ankle with their flag, and I was supposed to run.
Oh, yeah.
And I literally couldn't walk really, but I still did the flag routine work, and I was literally just in pain the whole time, but I, like, went up and I was like, it's like, you never come up and ever talk to us, like, you have a problem? I'm like, yeah, I'm injured. Like, I never really gotten seriously injured, but I've gotten injured, and that was, like, that wasn't a major one, but I was like, I can't feel my foot. It's bruised. I had a giant bruise on it for, like, 2 weeks.
That, and also, Diana, you don't really show that either, because literally, I remember an outdoor, you tossed a flag and it hit you in the face, and you were like, I'm fine.
I remember that, yes! Yeah, because they make us do these, like, advanced tosses. It's windy, you know, some days it's windy, some days it's not. Sometimes you can't see because the sun's blocking your way. And, like, it just completely fell on my face. You know, it didn't hurt, but I was just like, no, okay.
You remember when you fell down the stairs at the competition?
Oh my god. Okay, we'll tell that story. So, like, what was it? Awards or so? And they were doing, like, all the Cupid Shuffle and all the dancing. Like, all the teams go on the floor and dance. So I was running and I tripped over. I don't know what was it I tripped over. I tripped over something.
It was the dress, because the dress was long.
Oh,
we had those long dresses.
Oh, I thought I tripped on something. I tripped on my own dress? Great.
Yeah.
And I went flying. I went rolling down every single one of the stands because we were kind of high up. So I fell down at least 5 or 6 different stands.
Oh, God.
And I got up. I was like, all right, let's go dance. You know, I'm Gucci. Let's go.
And the thing is, everyone in the guard was laughing, but I was actually concerned. Because I literally thought you hit your head. You literally were like 2 inches away from the speaker.
I know. I tucked my head and I rolled. Like, so then I didn't hit my head, because if I would have gone, I would have smashed my head, but I, like, tucked my head in, so I didn't, and I kind of rolled.
Yeah.
That was my instinct.
That was the last thing that we needed, because I think that was the competition where we lost, and you know, who had, like, an ankle problem, and she was crying off the floor, and I was like, the last thing we need is Diana to go to the infirmary with a concussion or something.
I didn't, like, what was it, the setup for, like, going, like, didn't let us go into the gym. Like, we didn't get to have our, like, great speech thing where, like, we, you know, have, like, a group meeting and we talk and we, you know, focus and get ready for the show. Like, that didn't happen. They're just like, oh, we can't allow you to go in there. I'm like, excuse me, we have, a thing to do. We have our speech to do. We have hand-holding and squeezing to do. Can you let us do it?
Yep.
Like, I'm a senior. It's my turn to talk to the team. Let me go in there.
You remember the school where we had to fold our floor in that tiny classroom?
Oh my god. Yes.
I was up near a desk. Who told us to? Oh my god, it was insane.
Wait, what was it? Did we have to go outside one time, or was that the same time where we eventually had to go outside on the ground and refold it on the pavement?
Yeah.
With no shoes, and
that was last year. That was last year.
Yeah.
This year, I'm talking about this year. It was like a tiny. We couldn't fold it in that.
Oh yes, I remember.
Fold it.
Yeah, and they're just like, come on, let's go, because like the other team, you only have like a certain amount of time. Like their show's like 3 to 4 minutes.
That school was a mess.
And then they come and they come to the same station. So like we were being rushed. I'm like, we can't fold this floor. It's like this big. We only have a certain space. What do you want us to do?
Like, how are you gonna?
And then some people were like,
Samara, you need to keep up. I'm like, do you not see this desk in front of me?
Yeah, there was some people were like being really bossy and yelling at us. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
And all the wrong people, because they were like juniors and sophomores. I was like, who are you?
Who are you? Excuse me, we're the seniors here. You should be listening to what, like, no one took, like, seriously, to this day, no one ever took me seriously. In, like, as a senior,
I didn't like that either.
Like, no one took me seriously.
I never liked that.
And, you know, people would listen to, like, the other people, but, like, they never listened to me, ever.
And here's the thing. That's why I didn't want to be captain. I swear. Like, I know there were supposed to be, like, 2 captains for marching band. You know how they were in previous years?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be captain. I didn't want it. Look, if stuff had to fall apart, I don't want to be blamed for that.
Yeah, I didn't want to be blamed for it. And also, I know
people don't listen. I also know people in our guard don't always listen, and I'm not going to be the one.
But, like...
I'm not going to be the one.
We didn't have a captain, but we kind of just had, like, our captain from, like, marching band. But I'm just like, we don't have a captain. Why are you, like, making her, you know, tell the team to do this, tell the team to do... Like, there's other seniors. There's 3 other seniors on the team. And, like... It
kind of worked out in our favor to a certain extent because we didn't get blamed for things the same way other seniors would have been.
Yeah.
Because they didn't expect us to really do much. Like, I mean, I did my part. Like, I helped out. You helped out.
Yeah.
We both helped people out on the flag line. We did our part.
Yeah.
We just didn't get the label.
Yeah.
Of being and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Like, we pulled the floor, and, like, all the seniors, they go 1, 2, 3, and then we pull it. So, like, our captain was doing it, another senior was doing it, so I was doing it, and they were looking at me, they're like, why are you saying that? I'm like, because I'm a senior, all the seniors said it last year, am I not allowed to say it?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's just like, yeah, it was crazy. Guard was crazy. I mean, what was left of guard was crazy. But yeah, since it's like 5:30 something, do you want to talk about, like, the show? The documentary?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about, like, current news stuff. So, like, Netflix had a documentary, I think it's called The Social Dilemma, which is basically, like, it just talks about the effects of social media, how, like, fake news is able to spread quickly, and also the hate that people get, as well, especially among teens who then suffer from depression and even have suicide attempts because of it. And I didn't watch it, but, like, it got me thinking, like, wow. How is that possible?
I was going to watch that.
It's an hour and a half long, and I was just like, I don't have time to watch it, but I heard about it on Monday. My first blog teacher was talking about it, and I was like, oh, and then I was going to go see it. I'm like, no, it's an hour and a half long. I don't have time to watch it. But, like, it got me thinking, like, why do certain people get so much hate? Why do people feel the need to hate on a certain person? Most comments are positive, but there's so many negative comments that I'm just like, why?
I mean, it depends on the website you're on, too, because, like, here's the thing. Most of that's on Twitter.
Yes.
Like, do you have Twitter?
No, I don't use
Twitter?
I don't use Twitter.
Me neither. I don't ever use Twitter. Twitter is toxic.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. People always look to say, oh, but the memes on Twitter. I'm like, no. I am not going on Twitter just for the memes, but I have to deal with all of the stuff that goes on there.
YouTube comments, too. YouTube comments are toxic. People just, like, write a full-blown paragraph. And I'm just like,
I don't read them anymore.
Why are you commenting that on this person? Like, why?
And I don't read them anymore.
I don't either.
I don't read them anymore for that purpose. Like, I don't look at them anymore. I just enjoy the video. I don't care what people think anymore because it's just like, people, I'm just like, they write the stupidest stuff on there.
Yeah, like, I just laugh at hate comments. Like, I have my own YouTube channel. I barely post anymore, but, like, I would have comments like, this sucks, like, blah. I'm just like, okay, I don't care. I don't care what you think.
And the thing is, in quarantine, people have gotten worse. That's the thing. People have gotten more toxic. This is why I will never get on Twitter. Because Twitter, especially, anything on there, and, like,
yeah. Yeah. And then, like, news will go around, like, a rumor will go around, like, oh, so-and-so cheated on this person, or, oh, so-and-so just broke up with this person. And then it just, like, goes around, and I'm like, okay, where did you get the source from that?
Yeah. And then you have, most of it is just toxic fandom, though.
there's like tea pages on like, you know, just stuff in general, like social media people, and like they don't even show the evidence of it. I'm like, how are you stating that fact if you don't have any evidence of it?
Yeah. And the thing is, have you ever seen, like, are you in any fandoms?
Yeah. I support lots of people, but like, yeah.
Some of those fandoms are toxic.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any fandom because, no, I'm not, we're not going to do that, but like, you know, some fandoms, I mean, you can't even say one thing without them having their wrath against you.
Yeah, I have a story about that. So, like, I got put in this group chat for, like, a supporter that I, like, been watching for a while and that I really like. And I went in the chat, you know, everyone was super nice and stuff like that. And then they told me they were making a new group chat. And, they lied to me about it. And they randomly made a group chat without me. And all of them just start talking trash about me the whole time. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it was like, I was the oldest one. There was like 12, 13, 14-year-olds. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Why do you have the right to go off on me?
You want to know why, Diana, though? The reason why is 12 to 13-year-olds, no offense to if 12 or 13-year-olds are watching this, but, like, I'm saying this as someone who used to be 12. 12-year-olds suck. They just do.
Yeah.
Like, you know what it's like being 12. It's just a really just messed up age. Like, it's an age where you think you can do whatever you want, and you can't hurt anybody.
Yeah. Like, one person was super nice enough, and they, like, told me, they DM'd me, they're like, oh, did you get in a fight with this person? I'm like, no, what happened? And they showed me the group chat, and they let me in the group chat, and I read everything that the people were saying, because they believed me that I knew this one song that the person did on a live, and they're like, oh, she's just faking it, she's never heard of that song, she's not even a real supporter of him, does she even follow him? I
hate when they do that.
And then she's like, oh,
I hate when they do that.
Yeah, someone's like, oh, so go throw Shamu in the ocean, she's so ugly, like, she's so annoying, I can't stand her, and I'm like, what?
You know what, the weird thing about 12-year-olds is they're so bold. They really think they can say this stuff to people twice their age, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah, I was like the odd one out in the group because all of them were like, because the person is from like the UK, so all of the supporters were like UK supporters, and I was the only US supporter in that group, and I was like the oldest, so like I was already the odd one out. And then they just made a whole group chat, and they would just keep talking trash about me. And then I talked to one person, I DM'd her, and she completely lied to my face, and then I sent her to it, and she's like, oh, sorry, hon. I'm just like, don't apologize to me now. I already saw your whole convo with your friends.
And the worst thing is, when it comes to middle schoolers, they love getting into drama. I'm like, look, I'm in high school. I have my own high school stuff. I don't need this 6th grade stuff where every problem you have is little and you always want to bully somebody.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. That's why I don't like certain fandoms, because it's just full of a bunch of 12 to 13-year-olds who want to do immature stuff, and I'm just like, I'm 19 now. Why would I want to be a part of this?
Yeah, they're toxic. And, like, I sent them proof of it, and they're just like, oh, we don't care, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm just showing you that I'm right, that I have evidence of this. And they're calling me a fake supporter when, I have the clip of them singing this exclusive song, but you don't, but you're calling me a fake supporter? And they're like, oh,
and they always do that.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, I can't watch it, I'm in the UK. I'm like, okay, your point, you know, why are you coming at me saying that I'm a fake fan when you didn't even watch the live stream of this song that got released that was exclusive to the live?
And the thing is, they always have to get like, oh, you're not a real supporter.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, I don't care.
Oh my god.
I don't care. Because here's the thing. These 12-year-olds will support someone who's like 17. I'm closer in age to them than you are.
I know! This one person was like, how long have you been supporting them?
How do you know them more than me?
I'm like, how long have you been supporting them? I'm like, 4 years. They're like, I've been supporting them for 5 years. I'm just like, okay, I don't care.
You're 10, though.
Like, you're 12. I don't care.
You just created your Twitter account, like, yesterday.
So if you're, like, 14 and you've been watching them for 5 years, you started watching them when you were 9. Honey, I was, like, 11, 12. Like, what are you doing watching this content at 9 years old?
Exactly. And also, they're lying. Most of them just got their new phone from their mom.
Yeah.
They don't even know what is going on. They just jump
Yeah. I'm like, the person that told me about it, she stayed friends with them. And I'm like, why are you friends with them? So they're literally talking crap about me, but you're going to tell me, and you're going to DM me that, hey, they're talking trash about you. Like, oh, I thought I had somebody in that chat that was actually super nice to me. But, like, she still went with her friends and followed them and was, like, tagging them. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's just middle school stuff. At the end of the day, it's middle school stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to interact with people in fandoms, because it's just like, you have to be on the same level of toxicity, or you have to be a child. You have to be a child.
Yeah. Then
both of us are 18 and over, so, like, I can't even talk to 12-year-olds anymore. Like, it's like, we shouldn't even do that anymore, because it's like, you can't interact with them.
Yeah, I got put into another fandom, the same fandom, but it was a Snapchat group chat, and one of the girls was there who, like, completely lied to my face, and I was just like, ooh, is she gonna know who I am? So, like, I Snapchat the person, like, hey, like, you know, this person's in the group, and, you know, we have, like, beef or stuff like that, so, like, if she talks trash about me or anything, like, you know, let me know. Like, I don't want any drama in the group.
Yeah.
But, like, she was in the group, and I'm like, oh, why is this, this girl is literally in every single fandom. Like, cool. And they're all like, oh, well, I got to meet him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, that's because you're in the UK, and he's been in the UK for the last 15 years. He only moved to the US, to California, like, 2 years ago. That's great for you. You met him 4 times. Don't care.
Yeah. But also, it's like, they always value these things that are so stupid. Like, 3 years from now, you're not going to care about it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you met the person, but, like, what that doesn't make you special.
They're like,
you want a cookie? Like, what do you want?
Yeah, they went in the chat, and they're like, oh, does he even follow her? And they're like, oh, he does. And he's like, oh, ha, 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 let me DM him and be like, show her that she's not a real supporter. I'm like, how are you going to DM him? He's got, like, at least 300K followers. How are you going to get his attention?
Because most celebrities, they like kind of mute their DMs. Like, they don't interact with fans in their DMs like that.
They're like, especially well, when we show her this, he's not going to follow her. He's not going to, you know, talk to her. And I'm just like, how do you have connections with him? If your only connection with him is from Instagram and maybe, like, Snapchat or, like, TikTok, like, he doesn't read everybody's DMs. Like, you're not friends with him. You're not, like, family friends with him. You're not related to him. Why do you think he's going to read your DM?
Oh, yeah, speaking of TikTok, how do you feel about it? Do you still have it?
Oh, my God, yeah, that was the next thing I was going to talk about. Like, the banning of TikTok is, like, now delayed once again.
It's delayed again?
Yeah, so, like...
So you can still download it?
So you can still download it. So, like, this judge randomly, he blocked the president's thing about it and basically continued it all the way until, like, November 12th, November 14th, that, you know, they have this amount of time or else, you know, further actions will be on it. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I literally saved all my TikToks. I downloaded all my TikToks, and, like, the app didn't go anywhere. Like, this is not the first time. This is probably, like, the second time. And it hasn't gone anywhere. And, like, he thinks... Yeah. You can go.
I personally, like, look, I don't have TikTok. I mean, but I don't think you should ruin it for the people who use it for creative ways.
People
like,
have careers.
People on TikTok suck. But, like, not everybody. You know?
People have, like, millions of followers. It's their job to create content. And you take away that app, it's like, what are they going to do? They're going to have to switch over to social media platforms. And, you know, they might not have that many followers on one account than they do on some other social media.
But here's the thing, like, some people will be fine, like the D'Amelio sisters, they'll be fine, because they do other stuff outside of TikTok. But what about the TikTokers with, like, 1,000 followers, and, like, they're trying to, like, build up, like, clout and stuff?
Clout and stuff, yeah. I don't even know, but, like, it's just funny that every time our president tries to ban it, it doesn't go anywhere. Like, what is his reasoning behind it that he thinks that other countries are spying on us through the app? Just because another app from US doesn't make it?
But also,
I don't see.
They have a theory. there's this theory. You know how, like, back in, like, June, he had this rally, and, like, the TikTok teens, like, the K-pop stands, they, like, ruined his rally. They bought out the tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's doing it. It's like payback, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't really care about, like, the security stuff. It's just like, hey, you ruined my rally, so I'm going to ruin what you love the most.
Yeah.
TikTok, you know?
Like, literally, he's trying to ban it, but, like, his son is trending on TikTok.
Probably not for the right reasons either.
No, like, actually, so, like, there's, like, a trend that went around in, like, June. So, like, his youngest kid or so, like, information got leaked about him, and, like, everyone's like, oh, save him, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, let's go to the White House and capture him and do that, because, like, you know, they were saying, like, oh, his dad doesn't let him have social media. Like, he, like, blocked his Roblox account, and then Roblox was shut down for, like, the longest time. Like, he doesn't let him have any friends, any social media. And I'm like, this kid's miserable.
There's, like, a new TikTok trend, like, every day. Like, I never heard of that.
I never heard of it. Like, it was a thing in June, but, like, it popped up on my feed. I'm like, he has a kid, and this kid's, like, 14. And I'm like...
Oh, he's 14 now?
Yeah, and, like, everyone's, like, saying, like, oh, his dad doesn't let him play sports, his dad doesn't let him do social media, like, you know, he had a Roblox page, and he's like, oh, I'm friendly, I don't like toxic people, I'm nice and caring, you know, I support the LGBTQ+. I'm like, this kid is wonderful. Great.
And also, like, you don't see him. You don't see him. Like, you know how when when the president makes appearances, you don't see him.
Yeah, freaking, they have security walk him to class. No, they have security walk him to his classes.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's the first kid. That's understandable, but, like, you don't see him. Like, he has to be home from COVID. Like, he can't be at boarding school right now.
I don't know. This was a trend in, like, June, but, like, I'm just mentioning now because we're mentioning about, like, TikTok. But, like, his son was literally a trend on TikTok for, like, a month or so. Like, everyone was, like, saying stories like, oh, like, you know, he would act like this in school, you know, he hates his dad, he doesn't do this, he, you know, he's like this, he's quiet, he's shy, he's super nice. And I'm just like, wow. And then people were posting, like, oh, we're gonna go to the White House, here's our step process of saving this kid, we're gonna, you know, go here, we're gonna get his wife to sign, you know, a contract, and then we're gonna put it on his desk. And I'm like, are y'all actually gonna go through with this plan?
That's the same people who said they were going to go storm Area 51.
I'm like, are you going to go through this plan? Like, I've seen so many pages that are just like, okay, here's how we're going to save this kid. We're going to go raid the White House. We're going to get his wife to sign the contract. We're going to have the kid put it on his dad's desk and then just say, oh, it's for a field trip. And then have him sign, and then we can have custody on him. And then we can also pull his wife, too. We can have custody of his wife. I'm like, in what way is that?
That's never going to work.
How do you think that plan's going to work?
That's not even logical.
I know.
Logical. Because they will kill you before they get into the White House.
I know. Like, I see all these people.
That's what Secret Service is for.
Like, I get it's like a meme, like it's a, like, just like a funny thing, but like, these people seem like,
okay.
I get like it's a meme, like, oh, we're gonna go save him, we're gonna do this, but like, if you actually did that, you're not gonna make it through.
You remember when Area 51 was a meme and then people actually did it, though?
Oh my god, yeah, they did it, and like, nothing was there.
Because no one was able to do anything. They had, like, armed guards there.
I know, one person made it through, I think, but, like, no one else made it through.
Because they said they would kill you. Like, they said they would literally shoot you if they tried to storm the thing.
But I'm like, I just want to know what they're hiding from us.
You know, I think it's safe to know that if whatever they're hiding from us is probably for our best interest. Like, I don't care what type of aliens they have in there.
But, like, I feel like the government watches everybody, because, like, you'll, like, go on, like, a shop or something, and then you'll be on, like, YouTube, and then you'll see an ad for that shop that you previously went to 2 days ago. I'm like, okay, how is that happening?
I mean, you know, it's like, you know, yeah, you know, we are being surveillance. They say, you know, it's like Big Brother. It's like 1984, you know.
Yeah,
They're watching us. But I don't know. Like, here's the thing, like, aliens? I don't know.
I've seen videos of it. Like, there's a whole, like, movie on it. I think it's called Phoenix Unforgotten. It was a whole, like, documentary of it. And they, like, showed footage of it. I'm like, Someone explain that. How that happened. Like, these three teens, like, went out to the area, and then they went missing, and then, like, their sister found, like, their documents of their photos and, like, their videos of their clips, and, like, it showed, like, weird creatures and, like, weird lights, and I'm just like, how does that happen? Like, is this scripted? Is this legit? I don't know.
We'll figure out eventually if aliens exist.
I feel like, some people, do you believe that they're real?
I believe there is life outside of this planet, but I don't think it's like the aliens we're used to seeing. Yeah. I think it's more like plants and stuff, like bacteria, plants, not like human-ish figures.
Yeah, people have, like, posted so many, like, there was, like, a UFO sighting, like, years ago that everyone got on, like, film that was, like, a V shape, and I'm just like, okay, how'd you get that?
You remember, or, like, that CIA or the Pentagon released footage of a
Yeah.
Personally, UFOs stand for unidentified objects, right? So, that could be anything. That could be, like, a satellite falling from Earth. There's a lot of satellites in space. Or some type of, thing. I don't know if aliens have spaceships. I don't know.
All the theory pages, they're going around like, oh, the moon landing is fake. Aliens exist. The Titanic didn't sink. Like the Bermuda Triangle. I'm like, where are you getting this? How are you getting this?
I know. How are they going to say that Titanic didn't sink when there is video evidence showing the Titanic's remains?
Yeah, like, I watched a video and they're like, oh, they, like, painted, a different name over top of it and, like, stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh. Like, they say that the moon landing is fake, but I'm like, how do you fake a moon landing?
They didn't have that technology in the 60s to even fake that.
Like
even if they were to fake it, they don't have the technology to fake that stuff.
How do you fake a moon landing? How is that possible? Like, I did, my astronomy class, we did a whole, like, thing of, like, debunking, like, the theories on it, and we watched a video, and I'm like, how do people, like, believe this? Like, the guy literally punched this dude in the face because he said it was fake, and one of the people that actually went on the moon punched him in the face. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because they think it was just like, oh, they shot this on, like, a Hollywood soundstage, and it was, like, on a set, and I'm like,
did they have
it would
in the
have
60s?
been realistic.
How did they do that in the 60s?
There were space movies that looked like they were in space, but like 2001: A Space Odyssey, but like not a moon landing. Like, how do you, like, that's too realistic. But some people just don't want to believe anything is real.
Yeah.
I to a certain extent, like, I can't mess with conspiracy theorists because they think the world is flat too.
Oh my god, all the theories.
Flat earthers.
Oh my god.
Flat earthers, I can't. They exhaust me.
Like, if we have, it's round. If we have photos of it, why do you think it's flat? Just because it's on a map, it's flat?
They think that, you don't know what they say? They say that NASA uses Photoshop.
Oh my god.
Like the Earth round.
How is that?
I'm like, that must be some good Photoshop. As someone who uses Photoshop,
yeah,
I can tell you, like, what do you think they did to fix that? How are they gonna? What logic? How does that work?
How did they take a flat object and they make it round? And they're like, oh, like, all the maps are flat. Like, okay, do you want a map of an actual freaking globe and try to find a freaking state from just looking at a whole entire globe?
And they also say that, like, the reason why we can't, if the Earth is flat, like, the reason why we can't fall off the Earth is because there's, like, gravity. So you believe in gravity if the Earth is round.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, we're actually running, like, we have, like, 30 seconds left of our hour. That's actually crazy. I didn't think we would have, like, enough stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically...
We talked about extra stuff.
Yeah, we just talked about extra stuff. So basically, we're just going to close this out and say, tune in for other podcasts of ours. You can always check out our website. I don't know the name of it because I think it's my email, but, like, check it out. I think it's like dgswires63002wix.com something. You know, we have that. Also, you know, check out our Instagrams as well for, you know, content posted of it. I posted a story on it, and, you know, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be signing off, and we'll see you guys next week.